If you clicked on this video, chances are you're either already on your YouTube journey or you're seriously thinking about it. You might be wondering, is it difficult? Is it easy? Is it attainable? Is it worth it? Can I do it? Should I do it? And so on. I know I had a ton of questions I wanted to ask someone who had already started their YouTube channel, but I didn't have anyone to ask. So in this video, I'm going to answer all the questions I had when I first started and that you might be asking yourself too. This comes from someone with 834 subscribers, 35 videos, 7 months of consistent uploads, and honestly, just one of the most average people you'll come across. That being said, let's get started. Was it easier to succeed on YouTube back then? Sometimes I catch myself thinking like, what if I had started earlier, like years ago, the way some of the big creators did? People like Mr. Beast or Rosanna Pansino. Rosanna and I are basically the same age, and Mr. Beast is even younger than me, so I totally could have started back then. And maybe it was easier to grow on YouTube back in the day. There were fewer creators, so probably less competition. But on the other hand, making videos today has never been easier. Everything you need is right at your fingertips. There are tutorials on editing, making thumbnails, using Canva, improving your lighting and audio, learning your camera, or even just filming with your phone. Whatever you're looking for, there's a video on it. So if you decide you want to start a channel today, there's really nothing stopping you. Everything you need is out there and readily available. So yeah, maybe it was easier to stand out back then, but it's way easier to get started and level up now. That's why I say it's both. Is it too late to start a YouTube channel? Honestly, that was one of my first questions when I was debating whether to start this one. I was worried that YouTube was oversaturated and that succeeding would be way too difficult, maybe even impossible. But after some time, I've realized that's just not true. Proof number one, I have 834 subscribers. In my opinion, if it were truly too late to start, I definitely wouldn't be approaching the 1,000 subscriber mark. The fact that I'm steadily growing and getting closer to that milestone shows that there's still plenty of opportunity out there, even if YouTube feels crowded. Proof number two, I've come across other YouTubers who've only recently started their channels. For example, April Lynn Alter posted her first video almost exactly 2 years ago on April 14th, 2023. She began just a year and 4 months before me, which is still pretty recent. In that time, she uploaded 36 videos, just one more than I have, and has grown to 80,000 subscribers, 79,000 and some change more than me. This is solid proof that it's definitely not too late to start. Proof number three, which isn't really proof, but it helps me think it's not too late. I look at the way I consume content, and what I watch has changed over time. I used to watch Ali Abdaal all the time. Then I found Vanessa Lau. Just a couple weeks ago, I discovered April Lynn Alter. I also recently realized there are reality TV commentators out there, which is exciting because I love reality TV. The way I see it, I'm always looking for new things to watch and fresh perspectives. If I'm constantly discovering new YouTubers that I like, I can only assume others are doing the same. New creators are being found all the time, so there's no reason why viewers can't find you too. Or me. On a side note, if it's something you really want to try, it's never too late. For me, my biggest motivator before starting was that I didn't want to have any regrets. When I'm looking back on my life, I want to know I gave it a shot without fear holding me back. And if you're not on your deathbed, then it's definitely not too late. Why would anyone want to watch me on YouTube? Okay, I'm 39. This question was a big one for me. I thought, I'm older and there are so many young people online. Who's going to want to watch me on YouTube? But then I started thinking about people who didn't get their start until later in life. Take Vera Wang, for example. She decided to shift gears and become a fashion designer at 40. Ray Kroc was a milkshake machine salesman before he discovered McDonald's in his early 50s. The point is, whatever doubts or obstacles you're facing, just remember that most likely others have had the same concerns and doubts and still achieved incredible things. So if they can do it, there's no reason why you can't too. Is success on YouTube attainable? In my opinion, anything is attainable if you put in the time and effort. Over the past 6 weeks, I've tracked my work, and on average, I've dedicated around 3 hours a day to this channel, 7 days a week. That adds up to about 21 hours a week, almost like a part-time job. Some days I work longer, some days I work less, and there are days when I don't work at all. But if I average it out, I'd say I've been putting in around 3 hours a day. With that time invested, I've gained 834 subscribers. Now imagine if I doubled that time and really committed more to my channel, I'd probably be doing even better. But like any normal person, I procrastinate, struggle with building sustainable habits, and I make excuses. Once I figure out how to overcome those challenges, I'm confident my videos will improve. So in my opinion, if you put in the time and effort, anything is definitely attainable. What's been the most challenging aspect so far? To be honest, the most challenging part has been staying consistent with putting in the work. It's much like exercising. Everyone knows it's beneficial and we all want to stick with it, but it's far easier said than done. There are weeks when you're on track, hitting the gym or following a fitness routine, but then you hit a slump and it's harder to stay motivated. The same applies to YouTube. Some days I'm fully engaged making progress, but other days I struggle to find the drive. Putting in the time consistently is the key, and it's by far the most difficult challenge. If you're interested in learning how I've been working to improve my consistency, check out this video, because putting in 3 hours daily was a challenge all on its own. What advice helped you the most? There's honestly a lot of useful advice out there that I've found helpful. However, the most helpful advice I've received comes from the book The One Thing by Gary Keller. If you're curious about the book and how I've applied it to my YouTube journey, check out this video. In a nutshell, I've learned to prioritize YouTube above all else. Rather than spending time on tasks like cleaning or running errands, I make sure to focus on the channel first. I used to try to juggle everything, exercise, friends, and more, but I realized that that approach doesn't work. There were days when the entire day passed and I hadn't worked on the channel at all. The key is to have one non-negotiable priority. Even if everything else falls by the wayside, at least that one essential task gets done. Obviously, the one essential would be the YouTube channel. This advice has been a game changer for me, and it is the approach I try to follow every day. Another piece of advice that has been really helpful came from Mr. Beast. Create 100 videos and then we'll talk. That's basically what he said. Essentially, he said you can't complain about your progress until you've created 100 videos. His point is that if you create 100 videos and actively try to improve, you'll gain enough practice for things to eventually work out. I'm only at 35 videos, so I can't say for sure whether this is true, but whenever I feel down or want to complain, I remember that he said 100 videos, and it motivates me to push through the doubt and keep going without complaining. I'll complain after I've completed the 100 videos. At 101. What has surprised you the most? At first, everything will surprise you because it's all so new. But honestly, what has surprised me the most and what I didn't expect is the people, the community, and the comments. I know it sounds corny or cliche, but it truly is rewarding when people have comments and share their thoughts on your videos. I never expected to enjoy this aspect of YouTube as much as I do, and it's been a pleasant surprise. Should I focus on quantity or quality? For the past 7 months, I've concentrated on quantity, posting 1 video a week. No excuses. And honestly, that approach has proven to be very effective. If I could go back, I'd do it the same way. However, after creating so many videos, well, 35, I decided I wanted to shift my focus towards quality instead of quantity. So I stopped setting weekly deadlines and I told myself I'd post a video only when it was truly ready. But I quickly discovered that my systems and habits weren't as solid as I thought. Without a deadline, I found myself procrastinating more, scrolling on my phone more. In my mind, I had endless time to finish the video because I wasn't working towards a fixed posting date anymore. Eventually, I had to go back to setting weekly deadlines to stay on track. So the lesson here is that having good systems and a solid work ethic is crucial if you decide to shift your focus to quality. Without those, it's easy to fall off track. How long until YouTube monetization?
So it's taken almost exactly 5 months for me, which got me from 0 subscribers to fully monetized in just 6 months. So it took me a year and a half.
The path to monetization is different for everyone. Take me, for example. I'm 7 months in and still not monetized. Some people get there in less time, while for others it might take longer. I might be on the much longer side, but that's okay. This is a reminder that everyone's journey is unique. And honestly, there are channels that blow up and I'm like, I don't get it. But that's the thing. Viewers' tastes vary so much and you never know what will resonate with people. How many videos will I have to post to be monetized? A few people blow up with just 1 to 5 videos, but for most of us, it doesn't happen that way. I didn't see real traction until my 12th video, almost 3 months in. That said, it only takes 1 video to really take off and get loads of views and get you monetized. I've seen many channels post consistently, then hit it big with that 1 video that resonates with people. But the tricky part is you never know which video that will be. Maybe it's your 5th video, maybe it's your 25th. Do I need fancy equipment? No, you don't need fancy equipment to get started. If you have a newer phone, the camera quality is usually great and a simple mic for your phone is all you really need. Once you've created a few videos and are genuinely committed to consistently posting, that's when it makes sense to invest in better, more user-friendly equipment or subscriptions. I personally started feeling more committed after around 10 videos, and that's when I decided to invest in the paid version of Canva and upgrade my equipment. I think the bonus of like having high-end gear is that it makes things easier, and reducing friction does increase the likelihood of action. It's not as necessity though. All right, this one felt like a long video. I'm sweating and I feel like I was running out of breath. Hopefully it doesn't show when I look at the footage. But thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one.